Number 10. Surtsey. The Icelandic island of Surtsey is arguably the world's most untouched natural habitat and protected from human intervention. The island emerged from the sea during an underwater volcanic eruption which started in 1963 and ended in 1967. Soon after, it was declared a nature reserve, with just a handful of scientists given access permission. The various forms of life recorded on the island by 2004 included 24 fungi, 69 vascular plants, 71 lichen, 14 bird species, and 335 species of invertebrates. But if you want to have a look for yourself, you'd best start looking for a convincing lab coat. Number 9. Mount Weather. The Mount Weather Emergency Operations Center is where the US government officials go in the case of severe emergencies. Built in the 1950s during the height of Cold War fears, the facility is based in the Blue Ridge Mountains, about 48 miles out of Washington, D.C. Above ground you'll find a FEMA building, but underneath the surface lies a huge underground complex. In 1991, Time magazine spoke to one of the facility's retired engineers who described the area as a bunker, boasting air circulation pumps, mainframe computers, as well as television and radio studios for post-nuclear presidential broadcasts. They also have access to the emergency alert system, which enables the president to speak to the entire of the United States within 10 minutes. That isn't a lot of time to write a speech, so I'd get on it. Number 8. Mezgore. This town in Russia has been permanently closed by the government and is believed to be used solely to house employees working in Mount Yamantor. America believes Yamantor to be a secret nuclear facility and/or bunker, with broad excavation projects observed by US satellite imagery in the late 1990s. 2 garrisons have been built on top of the facility, while repeated US inquiries have prompted the Russian government to claim that the mountain is used for food storage, or it's a mining site, or a repository for Russian treasures. They've even admitted at one point that it's a bunker for government leaders in case of nuclear war, but really, who knows? Number 7. Metro 2. Metro 2 in Moscow, Russia, is believed to be a secret underground metro system. It was apparently built for top government officials and the Russian Secret Service. Originally constructed on the orders of Joseph Stalin, it's rumored to be codenamed D6 by the KGB. The metro system supposedly connects the Kremlin with the Federal Security Service headquarters, the government airport, an underground town in Ramenki, and other locations of national importance. The rails are apparently recessed into the concrete, suggesting the possibility of moving other vehicles, such as cars or even tanks, through the tunnels. But to this day, the Kremlin and Russia's security service refuse to confirm or deny the existence of Metro 2. Number 6. North Sentinel Island. North Sentinel Island in the Bay of Bengal is home to an indigenous population of between 50 and 400 people known as the Sentinelese, one of the last groups on the planet to have resisted contact with the modern world. Overly protective of their isolation, any attempt by outsider to land on the island will probably result in a barrage of arrows. Further keeping out visitors is the fact that the island is surrounded by uncharted coral reefs with no natural harbours. Most people seem happy to leave this tribe alone with their isolation, but an incident in 1975 saw a National Geographic film director getting shot in the thigh with an arrow. Number 5. The Vatican Secret Archives. Now, the Vatican Secret Archives aren't actually much of a secret these days. Anyone can view any document within it, providing that that document is over 75 years old. And unless permission is given, no member of the public is allowed to browse the archives. The archives contain around 53 miles of shelving, with materials that date all the way back to the 8th century. With much of the archive's contents restricted, researchers suggest it may hide evidence of dark episodes from the past. Among its pool of documents, the archive features King Henry VIII's petition for divorce from Catherine of Aragon, and alleged literature pertaining to the trial of Galileo in 1633, when he was up against charges of heresy. At the time, the Catholic Church wasn't too keen on his persistent idea that the Earth wasn't the centre of the universe. And also, as a lighter treat, there's a letter from Michelangelo complaining about late payment for his painting and decorating work. Since then, of course, the market has substantially changed. You'll be lucky to get the painting finished even after you've paid. Number 4. Snake Island. No prizes for guessing this one. Yep, it's a snake-infested island. Just off the coast of Brazil, this island is off-limits to everyone apart from accredited scientists, with thanks to firm restrictions being held in place by the Brazilian Navy. It's said to house over 5,000 highly venomous snakes, which roughly equates to one snake for every square metre. It's also home to the golden lancehead pit viper, which is one of the most poisonous snakes on the planet. The island's lighthouse has even been taken over by snakes. Legend has it that the last keeper to live there and his whole family were killed after snakes got into their cottage. Myth or not, there's one thing that's certain. It's probably best to leave the lighthouse and the rest of the island happily in the hands of the snakes. Number 3. Room 39. Based in North Korea, Room 39 is a secretive government facility believed to be home to several illegal operations, including counterfeiting, insurance fraud, money laundering, drug smuggling, and illegitimate weapon sales. Now, getting into North Korea is hard enough, which makes infiltrating a government facility without being killed a little bit impossible. Counterfeiting $100 bills and the production of substances like heroin and crystal meth are claimed to be Room 39's more lucrative activities, with many claiming this cash flow is a vital part of Kim Jong-un's continued grip of power. North Korea denies all accusations, of course, but for a nation that seems to constantly spout an alarming quantity of absolute nonsense, that isn't really saying much. Number 2. RAF Menwith Hill. Said to be the most powerful and extensive monitoring station on the planet, the RAF Menwith Hill is a British military base with connections to the Global Echelon spy network. Run by the Royal Air Force in conjunction with the NSA, the controversial North Yorkshire base is becoming continuously important for US intelligence and US military operations, with the site playing home to numerous satellites operated directly by the NSA. The station's antennae are said to be part of the Echelon system, which was created to monitor both diplomatic and military communications between the Soviet Union and its Eastern Bloc allies during the Cold War. But many now believe this system to be used to monitor a wider variety of communications, which, considering it's run by the NSA, isn't too much of a stretch. Number 1. Area 51. America is renowned for being highly aggressive when it comes to protecting its secrets from the public, but the efforts implemented into protecting Area 51 are on a completely different level. The official line is that this site is used to develop and test aircraft and weapon systems, but conspiracy theorists believe it to secretly house UFOs, or maybe even actual aliens, which is true, because I saw it on that documentary called Independence Day. Jokes aside, whether they're hiding aliens or working on exotic energy weapons, accessing Area 51 without authorization will lead to the usage of deadly force, as signs dotted around the area are more than happy to repeatedly remind you. And if you did find something alien in there, well, I don't think we'd ever hear from you again. Thanks everyone for watching, hope you enjoyed the video. For more top 10 lists, be sure to subscribe by clicking on the button that you can see now.